What's going on, everybody? It's Azazel. Today I got some gameplay on Karachi and I'm running some cheap shit. Yes, I'm using the FAMAS. That's how I roll. I like to beat the shit out of people in Modern Warfare 2. So I run cheesy guns. That's how I roll. Now, I was going to do another one of my in my experience videos today, but I've decided to instead kind of go into a little bit more detail about what happened last week as far as being robbed and such. And I want to share the experience that I had with calling the police to report the robbery, so that you can understand that if you ever have to do this, or if you've ever had to do this, you understand what you're getting yourself into. So, we realized we got robbed, and here's pretty much how it went. I got home from work, after I got fired, of course, and I just went about my day. I didn't notice that my Xbox was missing. Dead serious, had no clue. I wasn't looking, you know, it's just kind of there in the entertainment center. I don't really look at it unless I'm going to play it. And I get on Skype, and the Schwantz asked me to jump in and play some challenges with him and some of the guys from Overpowered. And I was like, nah, I don't feel like it. I'm kind of in a bummed mood, you know. I lost my job. I don't really feel like doing this shit today. He's like, that's cool. So, you know, everything goes about normal. My girlfriend and I make dinner and everything. We sit down to get ready to eat dinner, and my girlfriend's little boy goes, hey, where's the Xbox at? So, yeah, that's when we realized that we had been robbed. And this was a couple hours after I got home. So I went a couple hours before I realized I got robbed. So we call the police. We go to report it. And the police officer that shows up, you know, he's really helpful. He's really nice. He's doing what he can, you know. He's getting as much information as possible. But let me explain how this works. The cops come. They ask you a series of questions. You know, what time did you leave the house? And what time did you get home? So that way we can decide, you know, at what time frame did this happen? And then they proceed to ask what was stolen. And the cop asked, you know, how much these items were worth. And that's, you know, understandable, pretty standard procedure. Okay, so I list all of the items and my estimation of what each of those items is worth and everything, you know, the ones that I don't know for sure and all that stuff. And I go through all that. The cop writes all this down. And then he tells us, well, you're going to want to call your homeowner's insurance and see if they'll cover any of it because, you know, it's just, that's just standard. And we're like, okay, cool, that works, whatever. What we didn't know was that was all the cop did and was going to do. That was it. He asked a whole bunch of questions, and then he left. There was no questioning of the neighbors who were home. There was no trying to find out, you know, if we had anybody that we could have suspected to do it. There was nothing. He asked for a list of stuff, and that was it. Now, I remember reading somewhere that the majority of the items that are stolen in a robbery are never recovered, and people are never really caught. You know, the suspects are never caught. And now I know why. It's because the police put forth no effort at all. No effort. None. They will put more effort into pulling you over for that tag light, which I think I've mentioned already in my fucking vlog. No effort. And that really fucking pissed me off, because it's like, you know, you guys might actually be able to catch some people, you know, even if it is after the fact, and at least replace some people's stolen items in a little bit of peace of mind, knowing the people that robbed them aren't there, you know, on the streets running around. Because, believe it or not, it's a pretty common thing for people to be broken into more than once. I actually know friends. I have a friend of mine who they were broken into twice in a span of about a month. They had their house broken into, all their stuff was taken, and then roughly 2 or 3 weeks later, they replaced all their things and got robbed again. Like, how awful does that look? And then your insurance company doesn't want to cover it because it looks like, you know, you're just reporting stolen items that were never stolen. You're committing fraud. And that's pretty shitty. And I would hate for that to happen to me, you know? So it was pretty sad that this is how things went down with the police. Like, I was really, really, really disheartened by it. Like, there was just no effort at all. You know, not that the cop wasn't just being nice, but I mean, I think he just knows, you know, there's no chance we're going to catch these people. So that was my experience with the police. Hopefully, you guys don't have to deal with that shit, because it kind of bums you the fuck out. So I appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me lately, and I'll have some more videos later this week. You guys take it easy. It's been Azazel, and I'll see you in another couple days.